And welcome back to the return of Naruto. What if Naruto has Zanpakuto, the Ryujinn Jakka edition? Part 7. So last time we left off with the leaving of Naruto and the returning of Naruto from his time trip. Now, all I said was, and all I'll kind of reiterate is, Naruto got all the glow ups, we'll call them, all the improvements he got in the original. Better sense of combat, much better swordsmanship at this point. He's probably the best swordsman in the village that's left. Because Yamato would still be Hayate would still be gone. He's also learned a couple more fire jutsu because he now knows fire jutsu thanks to Ryujinn Jakka, and even learned wind jutsu courtesy of Jiraiya teaching him because it complements it, and Naruto was made aware he had a wind jutsu thanks to Ryujinn Jakka. He also knows how to do the Great Ball Rasengan, and he can do it with one hand because he already knew how to use Rasengan with one hand. And his usage of the Fox Chakra, that really hasn't changed at all. He maybe has a bit better control than he did in the original, but thanks to Ryujinn Jakka kind of maybe buffering the Fox a bit, but that's it. Now, as for the one big thing, the big B, I did say one thing that implied it could have been that, basically. Whether or not he gained Bankai over the 3 years, I did not really I didn't really specify. The problem with the Bankai of Ryujinn Jakka, Zanka no Tachi, is the fact that it is so powerful that it would destroy the Soul Society itself just by being active. Now, in reality, if we had a Bankai that literally wrapped you in heat so intense that's 15 million degrees, the world would be done because it would literally light the atmosphere of fire. Naruto's world, by all accounts, is very similar to our world in that sense. Now, for the sake, we will not have it destroy the world just by activating, but it's something that Naruto, even through training, even if he did attain it, wouldn't be able to use regularly. Hell, he can't even use Ryujinn Jakka regularly just due to the fact that when people are around him, they'd be at risk. Anyway, I digress. So whether or not he got it or not, I made a little bit of an implication that they noticed several days during the summers felt hotter than normal, and that could have been or could not have been through the activation of Zanka no Tachi. Anyway, Naruto gets back. He goes up. "I'm back, Koda! Yeah!" I should also note that Naruto is a lot more mature at this point compared to his original version. And Naruto actually definitely matured up quite a bit. He was still goofy and, he's like, "Check out my new perfect ninjutsu!" But he was still a lot more mature compared to where he was in part 1. This Naruto is a lot farther beyond there because he does have the aid and wisdom of someone like Ryujinn Jakka. That being said, he's not devoid of all his charm, his humor, or whatnot. He just can definitely behave himself a lot more. So when he sees Sakura, he says, "Sakura, it's you! Hey, how you doing? Naruto, you look wow." It's like, "Yeah, well, you look really good too, Sakura. Really, do you think I look more womanly?" To which Naruto, actually does say, you're still somehow the same, yet far more mature now than you've ever been. You're like the perfect combination, Sakura. To which Naruto hits that sweet mark of a compliment, saying, "You haven't changed," instead of "you haven't changed at all." Versus, it's like, "You are the sexiest woman." No, it's like, you've done both. I can still see the same old Sakura there, but at the same time, you've really grown. And at this point, Naruto likes Sakura as a friend, but I think he very much has just grown out of the crush he had on her. Now, someone did say, someone did comment, I can't remember who it was, "You done my boy Kankuro wrong because Sakura's not going to train with Tsunade." When the hell did I not say she wasn't going to train with Tsunade? I think the logic they were using was because Sasuke was there, she didn't get the will of fire to improve. I actually think it might be the reverse. Yes, the fact that Sasuke left and Naruto couldn't stop him, but Naruto wasn't going to give up, did basically ignite her will of fire. But at the same time, Now Sasuke's here, and we'll get into a little bit of what the relationship's been like since then. What Sasuke was since Sasuke's here, and she still couldn't bring him back, and how the relationship has been. I think this has also encouraged her to improve herself as well. So yeah, I still think she asks to train with Tsunade, and she wants to be a wants to not be a burden on her teammates, and prove to Sasuke that no, we are your friends and we can help you get stronger. So yeah, I still think she trains with him or with Tsunade. So yeah, no, I do not think there's any reason she wouldn't here. Again, I can see the logic in thinking she wouldn't, but um, at the same time, I don't um, I don't think it wouldn't happen. Is what I'm trying to say. So Naruto and Sakura start catching up. See, Konohama does a ha, check it out. It's like, oh, come on, Konohama, you need to. It's all fun and games for a while, but you need to take things more seriously. Like this new set and Naruto still does the pervy ninjutsu. You know, there all that happens. And so they head to Tsunade's office, catch up. Kakashi's there. He hands him a new makeout paradise. And then Naruto does bring up, wait, Sasuke, what has that gone on with Sasuke? He's been incarcerated this whole time. And the room goes a little dour. Sasuke is still... So, Sasuke, the way I handle Sasuke will vary from version to version. But all these versions, I think, are reasonable options to go with. It just depends on how you want to tell your story. Like the last time Sasuke was incarcerated, not even allowed in the village, or not allowed out of his cell, like still doing missions and all that. Last time that happened, he was actually pretty cooperative, all that. Here he hasn't been causing trouble, but he also has just been like wrapped up in himself. He got beaten by Naruto. He accepts the fact that Naruto beat him outright and was stronger than him. But he still spends his days in his cell. Chakra seals on him, obviously. He can still work out. He still works out every day. Eats his bread, gets his rations, whatever. But he is very open about the fact that he does not wish to be a part of the village. That he will find a way out at one day. And yeah, like, oh, look, our friendship is over. I threw those bonds away no matter what. And that's why Sakura, at first was probably really dejected by this, but then she got that will of fire. It's like, no, I am going to prove to you that we are your friends. And so he has been he's been very standoffish to everyone. Danzo has probably even suggested that suggested at points that the Uchiha has already declared us his former village, his former home. He's a threat to them. I say we take his Sharingan and match with him while we can. That will not happen under my watch as Hokage. You are merely an old advisor, old warhawk. You do not get to tell me. You do not get to tell me how to treat my shinobi. Do you understand me? Of course, Lady Tsunade. It was merely a suggestion. Of course, she's like, oh, he's going to try at some point. So, yeah. Meanwhile, Tsunade's like, but enough of that right now. Right now, I want you guys to... sorry, I'm just checking real quick what I have in my notes. Okay, no, this hasn't happened yet. Good to know. Because I actually wrote my notes down. I wanted to be sure where I was in the story. So they go and they have their practice training with, their second bell test with Kakashi. Won't go into super details because it's kind of irrelevant. Needless to say, they win the bell test. All's well that ends well. And then you get to, him asking what happened to Gaara. The Gaara retrieval arc happens. And yeah, we go into that. And really, not anything different really happens here. For a good chunk of it, you get them going to the sand. Shio attacks, Naruto defends. She says, I was just joking." Sakura saves Kankuro. Then they go off to actually rescue Gaara. And here's where something different happens. They meet with Itachi. And Itachi is definitely interacting with them differently because um, is interacting differently because Sasuke is in the village. He unfortunately has gone rogue, but whatever. And Itachi is well informed enough to know this. So he's just looking and saying, "It's good to see you again, Naruto. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to bring you with me." And obviously, Itachi is playing both sides to a certain degree. So I mean, he's double agenting, so he's not really going to bring Sasuke to Akatsuki. He'll probably make an excuse that Naruto overpowered him. It's like, don't look at his eyes, no matter what. Yeah, and Naruto, for the most part, just is just staring down, talking him down. Just, you were supposed to be his brother. You abandoned him. You betrayed him. You took away everything he knew. You call yourself family. It's like, I did what I had to, Naruto, just as I'm doing now. And it's like, don't look at his eyes. It's like, I don't have to use my Sharingan. I could cast a Genjutsu on you with just this finger. And so, the attack begins, and Naruto is placed under the Genjutsu. However, basically, he actually just dispels the Genjutsu on his own with the help of Ryujinn Jakka. Ryujinn Jakka kind of acts like a pseudo tail beast in this case, as an extra chakra source. And so he quickly snaps out of it. Kakashi and Itachi duke it out. And then obviously Naruto comes in with the Great Ball Rasengan and just smashes it into Itachi. And then Itachi is now dead. So he ultimately, he's done, and they head off to meet Team Guy after fighting with Kasame, and they undo the seals. And yeah, then it's revealed Gaara's kind of dead, or dying anyway. And so Deidara and Sasori start to try to divide and conquer. Well, unfortunately for Deidara, even as he tries to escape, he immediately just goes crashing to the ground. As he goes, what? As Naruto just quickly just swiped him with a slash of air chakra from his sword and just cut the bird bird's wing straight off, and just came in there quick. Deidara immediately is like, what crap? And Kakashi just comes in with a Raikiri, a lightning blade, and just chew right through the chest. You crap. And Deidara goes down. And so they get Nagara out of there, only for Naruto to see him as he is and start to go into Two Tails mode. Kakashi brings the seal in and just calms Naruto down, who has to take a moment to relax. Meanwhile, the fight with Sasori, Sakura, and Shio is going about the same as it goes, until he brings in the massive amount, I think it was like the 100 puppets. And they're about to go in before all of a sudden, the main Sasori puppet starts to feel something off, and there's this distortion as they see Kakashi using Kamui behind them, because he's able to just go and help Naruto, help them at this point. And he hasn't used up any extra chakra really, so he's got 3 whole Kamui at the moment to use. So and Sasori tries to move, but has the giant chunk of his body taken out. His core is, or whatever side of it has the core on, doesn't have the core on. His core is still intact, but he's like, I see, you really are something dangerous, Kakashi. Kakashi, you'll make a fine, and then you would make a fine puppet indeed. Unfortunately, this also wiped out a bunch of the chakra strings, so a bunch of those puppets went down, and carry it's back. A bunch of those puppets went down, so they go limp, and even though he tries to reconnect the connection, he's already missing a giant chunk of his body. So they quickly go in, put him down, and then think words here. And then he tries to get the sneak attack, only for it to fail miserably, and Chio comes and runs them through. Now, this leads to him giving the information about Orochimaru. Um, at the same time, though, he just dies, and Chio has to still give her life to save Gaara. Now, there are a couple differences here, and the big one is that Kakashi is fine. Like, he only used one Kamui, so he's actually perfectly fit for being Sensei still. They rescue Gaara. Gaara is taken care of, and all's well that ends well. Until it is revealed, after the fact, that the Datara that was hit was a clay Datara, or clay clone Datara. It was a doppelganger, which would make sense. He used it again. He used the doppelganger when he blew up. And so you get the aftermath. And it's here where Naruto finally goes and visits Sasuke. And he goes in there, and he sees Sasuke kind of just meditating a bit. And then Sasuke opens his eyes, and his look at Naruto doesn't really change at all at first. He's not glaring. It's more like a flat look, like, I was wondering when you'd finally show up. Well, sorry, I've been busy. Busy having freedom and being a ninja. No, you could have had that too, but you decided to go a different route, and you're paying the price for it. I'm paying the price for it. Yes. It's like, I suppose and Naruto's like, there's a price for every action, positive and negative. And the prices for your negative actions far outweigh the prices for your positive ones. And Sasuke kind of like sneers at Naruto. He's like, when did you get to be such a philosopher? When did you get to be such a philosopher? It's like, nah. Hey, look, 3 years is a long time. It gives a guy a lot of time to grow. And I suppose you've gotten stronger since we last fought. Well, I certainly haven't gotten weaker. And there's a pause. And Naruto's like, you know you did this to yourself, Sasuke. You know, everything that you did, you left the village. You tried to kill me. This is all on... You tried to go to Orochimaru of all people. This is on you. Everything you've done is on you, and everything is on you. And there's no justification for it. And you can justify it all you want, but it doesn't change the fact that you have to reap what you sowed. And upon hearing justification, Sasuke does start to get like, he's like, you want to talk about justifiable? I lost everything. Everything I ever loved and cared for was taken from me by someone else that I loved and cared for almost all else. You want to talk about justification? I have worked harder beyond anything I could to try to beat him. The moment I see him again, it does me in one straight go. It tells me I'm not what he's interested in. You're what he's interested in. Don't talk to me, and he starts to just build and build and build. You want to talk? Yeah, you want to talk about friendship? What has friendship actually gotten me? Yeah, they got me in jail. That's what it got me. So tell me. So who's justified in being angry? What's justifiable? And then Naruto, his look doesn't change. It's like, and you think it's justifiable to trade everything you still had, everything you still cared for someone who would destroy it all just so you can get your own revenge. And then what you have after that? And Sasuke's like, I would have my revenge. No, after your revenge. Your revenge is done. What's that? You just roll over and die? You have nothing left to live for? And Sasuke, and doesn't, at least at this point, because after the fact, Sasuke probably would have had an answer, because he was okay with just dying at that point, after Itachi was defeated. But Sasuke just kind of, he doesn't like go like, huh? But he doesn't have an immediate answer, because Naruto kind of got him in a corner. They're like, okay, I hadn't thought about it that far through yet, kind of answer. But you know why I fought tooth and nail to save you? You know why Sakura continues to grow stronger. She trained hard, because no matter what you think about us, no matter what you say, and no matter what you've done, and he just And he just gets straight up to him, right to his face. They're at the bars with each other. You're my friend. You're my friend, and I promised I would bring you home, but you're not home yet. So I'm making this promise right now. And he just kind of like holds his fist up. And he's not expecting Sasuke to bump it, but I'm gonna bring you home. Um. And Sasuke just, after all these years, you're still just, after all these years, you're like, he just can't process, like, I'm still your friend? What the hell? And so, he can say, Naruto's like, yeah, that's no matter what, I'm still your friend. Believe it. And then he walks out. And so we now have the in between now. We're going to speed run it a little bit to end it out. So Sai does get added to the team. I think with them encountering the Akatsuki, I think they still push for a new member on the team, and it is Sai. But the thing is that there's no reason they're not going to the Orochimaru meeting. There's no reason for them to. They're sending a group of Anbu, all that. And so they do their own thing. Sorry, I'm hearing birds. It's a nice day out, so the birds are chirping, the birds are singing. But so Naruto and Sakura and Kakashi are trying to adapt to Sai, and it's difficult at first. But I do actually think ultimately that that Sai does come around. It's more about just the continuing interactions with Naruto and Sakura. Well, Naruto gets pissed off definitely a lot with with Sai. He's not as vocal about it. Where Sakura definitely is. She'll definitely still smack him. So ultimately, they do bond as a group. The Hidan, Kakuzu, Azuma death still happens. But at the same time, Naruto. Sorry, I've gone scatterbrained here at the moment. I kind of fell off, kind of trailed off there a little bit. So the Azuma's death still happens. Naruto decides to train into finally getting the elemental Rasengan down. And again, he always is wind and fire down pretty well, so he gets those down pretty well. We're creating the Rasen Shuriken and the Rasen Inferno. The Rasen Inferno, I think, is just basically like a giant sun in his hand that is just an incinerator. But that's just about, well, no, yeah, I'll go with that because when we include Sage Mode, there's other ways we can go about that. So when the Kakuzu Hidan fight happens, when Naruto eventually shows up, he pretty much just annihilates Kakuzu without any real difficulty. All this while, you'll notice he hasn't used Ryujinn Jakka. This is because, A, there was really no need for that much overkill in Ryujinn Jakka in any of these circumstances. And I think he goes to the Rasen Shuriken, which is where he learns the issue with the Rasen Shuriken with close range. The Rasen Inferno probably has a similar issue as well, where it would burn his hand greatly, even though Ryujinn Jakka, he's used to the heat, because we know the Ryuzer is not immune to their own power. And so we cut to after the fact. And we ended off with Naruto just relaxing in the village. Maybe just sitting on like the Hokage's head one night, just kind of thinking things over. And he sees an owl. And he sees a bird, a crow, and he sees another crow, and he sees a few crows. And then they all kind of come towards him. Naruto gets ready, but they just kind of manifest in front of him. And the form is of Itachi. Now, he knows this is not Itachi, because he can sense, because he tries to spell it, because he can tell it's not, the chakra doesn't feel right. Not that he's a censor, but he's, I think, got enough wherewithal to know this is not the real Itachi. And so it touches Naruto. If you want to truly help Sasuke and to help your village, I need to speak with you alone at this location. Meet me here at this time tomorrow, if you agree. if you agree. And then like a scroll comes out, just sign this scroll. And then Naruto just thinks about it, and he decides basically to let someone know. I think he decides to let the Hokage know about what's going to happen. So, all right, I'm going to go. Don't worry, I'll be fine. And I'm telling you this so you guys can be backup to me after the fact. So you guys can back me up if you need be. So he so he goes and decides to meet with Itachi. And that is where we will leave part 7 off. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.